Hello guys, so ngayon, investment property and cash surrender value. Okay, sa cost model, normal lang yan, like PPE, dinidepreciate. Okay, depreciation lang yan. Yung sa fair value model, para siyang investment, which is fair value, yung basehan. Okay? Ang tanong sa number 1, how much should be reported as depreciation? So, 50 million minus natin yung residual value na 5 million, which is 45 million divided by 25. Yan yung depreciation, which is 1,800,000. Fair value model, magkano ang change from fair value during 2023? So 2023 December, January 2023, so 50 million, 55 million, 5 million. Okay. Hindi dinidepreciate ang fair value model. Okay? Though I think tinetest siya for impairment if I'm not mistaken. Double check ko pa yung theories ko. Pero diretso tayo sa solving. Okay? Kasi mas importante yung solving dito. Kasi mas marami siyang points. Though may mga theories naman talaga yung investment property like this question. Okay? Ang tinatanong dito is yung consolidated financial statement. Consolidated means parent and subsidiary. Okay? Now, first let us distinguish kung ano yung mga tinatawag dito, mga investment property. Undetermined use, investment property. Okay? Investment property. A vacant building owned by Classic to be held to be leased outside under an operating lease. Operating lease, operating lease. Ang finance lease kasi tinatransfer ang ownership. So that means na hindi na siya property. Okay, first of all. Property held by subsidiary to be sold in the ordinary course of business. So, inventory, hindi siya investment property, okay? Property held by Classic for the use in production, okay? Hindi siya investment property but it is a PPE or a equipment. Okay, next. Building owned by a subsidiary of Classic and for which the subsidiary provides security and maintenance services to the lessees. Investment property. Hindi siya major factor. Normal na lang sa investment property na mag-security service for the protection of the tenants. So, hindi siya major na PPE na parang administrative work. Sure, administrative work siya pero hindi siya yung major. Okay? I'm sure na naturo na sa inyo ni Ma'am Luyan or na daanan nyo sa theories. Land leased by Classic to a subsidiary. O ito, since consolidated financial statements, it is counted as PPE. Hindi siya counted as investment property. If separate financial statements, kasama siya. Kasama siya if separate. If separate, kasama siya. Hindi. Saan ba yun? Okay, ito nga. If separate, kasama. If hindi, equipment. Kasi ganito, pinapalis ni Classic sa subsidiary niya. So, ito si Classic, ito yung subsidiary niya. Pinapahiram niya dito. So, as a group or as a whole, equipment siya. Okay? Equipment siya. If separate, si Classic lang, investment property siya. Investment property. Kasi as a whole, as a group, parang equipment. Okay. So, ganun. Property under construction for use as investment property. Okay. Land held for factory site, PPE. Machinery leased out by Classic for an unrelated leased out by Classic to an unrelated party under okay. Again, ang covered lang ng investment property is land and building. No equipment. Okay? Land and building lang. Okay, magigets nyo naman yung kung ano yung PPE dito after nyo ma-distinguish kung ano yung investment property. So, I leave you to that since we are saving time. Hindi naman magtatanong si ma'am ng PPE kasi investment property lang naman yung topic ngayon. Cost model, I don't know if tuturo ko pa to. Pero sige. Let's start sa 2.2 million. Okay, 2.2 million. Ito yung mga relevant. On December, nabenta siya for 2.9. Selling price is 2.9. Siyempre, ma-minus natin dito yung carrying amount para makuha yung gain or loss. Okay. Kailan siya na-acquire? 2021 January. Nabenta siya noong December 2023. So 2021, 2022, 2023 is 3 years. So i-depreciate mo to for 3 years. Okay? So after nun, yun yung carrying amount. So yung selling price minus carrying amount. If mas malaki yung selling price, syempre, kunwari 2 million lang yung carrying amount mo, tapos nabenta mo siya for 2.9, edi may gain ka. Pero yung correct carrying amount dito sa problem is 2.035. 2,035,000. Okay? So, practice nyo na lang yung depreciation. Basic depreciation lang to. Okay? Next. Again, depreciation lang din. Okay? I'll skip that problem. Bala na kayo. Ito naman yung correct answer, which is yep. Now, tinetesting tayo sa fair value model. Again, pag fair value, ignore depreciation. Okay? Should be recognized in 2024. So, 2024, work back ka lang ng isang year. Ganito, nag-update lang yung fair value every end of the reporting period or usually by the end of the year. Depende sa accounting period ng company. So, 2024, i-base mo siya sa 2023 na December. Kasi December eh. Yan. So, dito ka lang magmaminus tong dalawang column. Okay, which is 150,000 loss. Okay, fair value 8 million noong December 2023 has been acquired on January 1 for 7.6. Pinakaiba January, ito is December. Okay? Made up of 6,900,000 paid to vendor and capitalizable both. Kasi transfer taxes is capitalizable and paid to vendor is capitalizable as well kasi purchase price. Basically, 400,000 gain from ano. Kasi sipin mo, 7.6 naging 8 million, di may gain kang 400,000. Okay? Simple as that. Ito, I don't know if ituturo ko pa to sa inyo kasi comprehensive problem siya. Tapos, ang daming pa-eme-eme. Pero sige, daanan natin. Wala ba siya nawala? Daanan natin tong problem na to. Okay. So, ang sabi ro dito, naka-acquire ng land and building for 200 million. Ito yung capitalizable, yung non-refundable, 20 million, and yung legal direct cost, which is 5 million. So, total, naging 225 million. Again, yung reimbursement, advertising, opening, these are all expense. Reimbursement advertising, opening. Okay? Hindi sila directly related sa mismong acquiring of the asset. Okay? Next, sabi raw, the entity used 1/10 sa administration and 9/10 sa investment property operating lease. Kaya dito, ito yung investment property, ito yung PPE, land and building. Okay, sabi raw dito, 20% of which is attributable to land. So dito na yun, 20%, tapos 80% syempre sa building. Separate na yan, ibang ano na yan. Yung ina-account lang natin dito is yung sa mismong investment property. So 225,000. Yung fair value daw, fair value model, yung fair value kada unit is 30 million. Sabi daw 9 units kanina, 9 out of 10 units. So 30 million times 9 is 270,000. So ito 67,500,000. Okay, so medyo comprehensive problem siya, pero related na rin kasi to sa PPE. Di naman naturo ni ma'am yung PPE. So, I guess, isi-skip niya tong problem na to. Hindi siya magbibigay ng ganito. Pero good to know na rin na practice niya to. Ito, cash surrender value. Maiksi lang to. 3 problem lang. Actually, kung ganito, mag-i-accounts na lang kayo para mas masanay kayo. Cash surrender value is an asset. So, yung beginning balance is nasa debit side. 50,000. Ang ending balance niya is credit para sa balancing purposes. Okay? Now we got these two out of the way. Annual advance premium paid. So, nasa debit side yan. And the dividend received, credit side. Okay? Now, yung tinatanong dito is insurance expense, which is yung squeezed amount, which is, magkano ba? 85,000. Recheck natin, 150. 150,000. 90,000 plus 60 is 150. Balanced. So, 85,000. Okay. Ang beginning balance is debit. Ending balance is credit. Premium paid is debit. Dividend is credit. Okay. Isa pang problem dito. Cash surrender value. Again, beginning balance is debit. Ending balance is credit. Premium paid is debit. Now we are going to read this carefully. Again, ang dividend is nasa credit, diba? Pero may sinabi dito, it was applied. So that means we have to ignore the dividend kasi na-apply. So, ang life insurance expense is 65,000. Squeezed amount. So, 290. Balanced. Okay, sorry. Sa pakiramdam. Okay, last problem. Probably the most complicated, but ano siya, masaya siya i-solve for me. Again, we are going to focus first sa dates. Sabi daw namatay noong October 1. So, syempre, January 1 tayo nagbayad ng premium. Tapos may December pa. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So, it is 9 months. Plus 3 months. Okay? Now, next. We are going to account for first is kung ano talaga yung proper cash surrender value. Kasi yung cash surrender value na to is for the whole year. So 80,000 in January, which is correct. In December is 100,000. So ito yung increase, yung 20,000. Now, since October 1 namatay, i-adjust natin to based on sa October 1. So yung 20,000 ita times natin sa 9.12 para lumabas yung totoong amount. which is 15,000. And yung correct amount ng cash surrender value at the end of the year is 95,000, not 100,000. Again, paano natin nakuha yung 15,000? 20,000 times 9.12. 9 over 12. Kasi October 1 namatay. Ang assumption na tong nasa taas is December buhay pa. Pero namatay siya noong October 1. Kaya ito yung correct. Correct. Okay, correct. Now we have that out of the way. Let us try to solve first yung T account. Cash surrender value. Tama yung October 1 kahit sa both. Ito yung totoong cash surrender value ng end. 95,000. Okay. The annual premium paid, which is 160. Again, ang 160 na to is based on the assumption na buhay pa rin up to December. Pero namatay siya noong October 1. So may 3 out of 12 tayong hindi pa nagagamit or nasayang kumbaga. So 160,000 times 3 out of 12 is 40,000. Ito yung whole amount. Ito yung expired or unexpired rather or hindi nagamit. May sinabi ba ditong dividend? Walang sinabing dividend, so isi-squeeze na natin. So yung sagot is 105,000. Okay. Now next, what is the gain? Ano yung gain dito? So yung life of the note, face amount of the life insurance, i-minus natin sa cash surrender value at the end of the year, minus the unexpired kasi nasayang. Okay, so yung gain is 1,865,000. Yan. Okay. So ito yung unexpired and ito yung cash surrender value ending correct balance, which is yung ito and then yung ito. Okay. Bigyan ko rin ng tips dito. Tandaan nyo yung date of death. Tapos correct the cash surrender value. Tapos pag T accounts kayo, T accounts of cash surrender value, and then last is yung gain. I-last yun na tong gain. Tapos consideration is consideration nyo is yung unexpired premium paid. Kasi yung yung 160 is based on the assumption na hanggang December 31, pero namatay siya ng October 1. So yung 160 times niyo sa 3 over 12 para yun yung unexpired. While yung 9 out of 12, yun yung nagamit. Okay, yun yung na-insure. While yung 3 out of 12, hindi siya na-insure kasi nasayang siya kasi namatay naman na siya. Okay. May dalawang problem na last, which is actually so basic. I'm pretty sure na familiar nyo na to sa amortization. Pag equal payment, annuity. Okay? Annuity siya. Pag advance, kunwari, January 1. Ang next payment is December 31. It is ordinary annuity. Pag January 1, yung next payment, like same date payment, annuity due or advanced. Okay. Sabi daw dito, the first deposit was made on December 2023. So next future date pa or next date, ordinary annuity. 4 equal payments. Okay, 4 equal payments of ito, hinahanap pala kung ano yung annual deposit. So, by the time na matapos yung investment, 5 million dapat. So, 5 million divided by future value of 4.64 or ordinary annuity. Kasi yung first deposit is made during year end or hindi siya same date sa first deposit. Okay. Next, January 1. Ang first date of deposit is January 1 as well. So, same date. So, dito naman, advance. Ang tinatanong is annual deposit. So, i-divide natin siya, yung 6 million na future date, future amount ng investment. Kasi yun yung amount ng investment on maturity or yung sa date na yan na inintay. Tapos, i-divide natin sa 6.34 kasi advance, same date, January 1, 2023 tsaka January 1, 2023. So, 6 million divided by 6.34, ito dapat yung annual deposit na 946,000. Okay, so yun lang naman sa cash surrender value tsaka sa tinatawag na investment property. Okay, so see you guys sa next na chapter. Thank you.